Have you ever seen this image before? It's one of the most disturbing images online. Multiple sources, 16 pictures that will freak you out. It's one of the 15 creepiest images that will send shivers down your spine. Wow, that is so specific. BuzzFeed has featured it numerous times. There are YouTube accounts with millions of subscribers that have used it in thumbnails and talked about it. There's Facebook groups with millions of followers that post it and pose the question, what would you do if you saw this girl on the street? And the things that they say are horrible, awful things. One person asked about sunscreen. It was kind of nice. There's a Brazilian creepypasta written about it. Nightmare fuel. Don't look at it. But nobody seems to know that this is a photo of me at age 22, taken by my best friend Matthew. Every year around this time, this photo starts to surface in all new places. And I've talked about it a few times on Twitter, and back when I had a Tumblr, I wrote about it, but I've never really taken the time to explain on YouTube why this photo was taken and how I completely lost control of it. But you know what I do have control of? The way I browse the internet with today's sponsor, NordVPN. I know that today we are talking about a lot of spooky, scary things, and maybe after this you will need a nice, cute chaser of
Studio Ghibli
movies, and if you live in Canada like me, you can just watch them all on Netflix. But if you're part of the 52.4% of my audience that lives in the United States, sucks to be you, I guess. No, don't be an angry howl. Just use NordVPN to switch your location to Canada, and you too can be confused about your feelings towards Ponyo's dad. Am I attracted to him, or am I afraid of him? Do I just want to be with the big lady, or do I want to be the big lady? No matter where you are in the world, are you tired of seeing this? Explore the full potential of the internet without borders through NordVPN. Also, hiding your actual location can help protect you from spyware while browsing questionable websites looking at strange and unusual images. NordVPN has over 5,500 safe and secure servers in over 60 countries, and you can use your account on up to 6 different devices. Head on over to NordVPN/lore or use code LORE on a 2-year plan with 4 additional months and a huge discount. Thank you so much, NordVPN, for sponsoring me and supporting other creators. I grew up in Southern California, and my favorite place to visit is the Salton Sea. It's an area southeast of Los Angeles. It's part of the Imperial and Coachella Valley. It was originally developed in the 1950s to be a luxury resort area.
The vast Salton Sea, 385 square miles of water, formed by accident back in 1905, no tides or dangerous undercurrents, and with literally millions of fish ready for the taking. Here is truly a miracle in the desert, a whole new outlet for the crowded millions in big cities, a Palm Springs with water. Here is where you can find the good life in the sun. Today, the Salton Riviera, beside the blue Salton Sea, is the place for you to take charge of your future. At the Salton Riviera, there is never a let-up in progress.
However, the man-made sea, created by a runoff of the Colorado River onto what turned out to be massive salt beds under the sand, without proper research and maintenance, became completely uninhabitable. Any animal or fish that comes in contact with this water is destined to die. The shores are entirely comprised of dead fish and broken bones. There are tons of abandoned buildings, structures, trailers, in all different levels of disrepair. In 2020, Palm Springs Life magazine summarized the ecological situation as the biggest environmental disaster in California history. I think that the Salton Sea deserves its own video in its entirety, and I never made the time to when I lived in California, but I would like to set aside time the next time I visit to make one. I loved visiting it so much because I grew up in Orange County, a very manicured track home suburban, very clean, and at sometimes almost fake feeling place. Being out in the desert, seeing these places be reclaimed by artists and nature has always been just so fascinating and beautiful to me. The Salton Sea has been featured in numerous music videos, films, high fashion shoots, and I used to enjoy going there and taking photos while dressing up. Sometime in 2012, my best friend Matthew and I went to do exactly that. I wanted to mention that the Salton Sea isn't just a fun playground for photos. It has very real and dangerous risks for your health and safety. For years, the sea has been receding and exposing toxic debris. The air quality is not good for you, and it can be especially dangerous for people with asthma. California government has issued permits and studies for environmental change there, but nothing has been put into action. It is also not entirely legal to go through all of the premises there, and there is a small community of people that still live there. If you decide to check it out, please research your own risks and take all precautions to stay safe, respectful, and lawful. Last year, I made an entire video exploring my history through Haunt and all of my Haunt characters. I really recommend it if you haven't seen it, it's a lot of fun. But I explained in that video that Knott's Scary Farm, the previous Haunt that I worked for, would have wardrobe sales, and they would sell off retired Maze's costumes. The mask in this photo originally belonged to Matthew. He wore it in the Labyrinth maze, and I don't exactly know what it is. It's like a eyeless, nose-less goblin, orc, alien thing. He wore it with a fleshy skin suit. A few years ago, Matthew decided to give me this mask. It smells so bad and it's shedding. This is the mask from the photo. Oh, it smells so bad. It's made of rubber. It used to have a longer neck. Matthew, I guess, cut it at some point. It also sustained some sort of forehead injury. What? I don't even know what he was doing with this mask in the years after we took the photo and now. I don't know why the bottom of it is like getting hard. BR19. There's a label on it that says Knott's BR19. Ew, I feel like I need to wash my hands. This mask wasn't originally made by Knott's Scary Farm. It was definitely manufactured by another party, but I don't know who. And I tried to look and find listings for this mask and more information before this video, and I couldn't. I don't think these masks were produced on a super massive large scale. I think their market audience is for people that are more interested in specialty special effects, like not high tier as like the fancy nice silicone masks, but not Party City, like somewhere in between. That's where this mask was for. And I remember years ago in one of the threads I saw my photo in, people were trying to debunk the photo, and someone had listed a website that was selling this mask, and I can't find it now. I don't even know what to search for it. But I'm not here to sell you a mask, I'm here to tell you a story. So if you want to find this treasure somewhere, best of luck. You're gonna have some Googling, maybe people in the comments below will know, maybe they'll have suggestions or know where to find it. This photo was taken sometime in April of 2012. Matthew and I took a lot of photos on this trip to the Salton Sea, and we used Matthew's DSLR because at the time, if you look back at my YouTube videos, you'll know that I didn't own a DSLR. I filmed everything on my horrible iPhone. We brought a ton of masks out to the Salton Sea that day. I wore a black bodyline dress, and I just thought it would be fun to pose with a bunch of different strange masks in this kind of casual Lolita look. I wasn't truly going for a Lolita coordinate, I was just trying to use a Lolita dress in a different way. I knew that Matthew was really busy and that he wouldn't get the photos to me right away, which I've totally been on both sides of. I now have been the photographer who gets really busy and can't get people's photos to them. Yes, I know I have friends with photos from 2017, 2018 that I still haven't gone to them. I'm sorry, message me, I'll do it. And I've also been the person just waiting for photos and like needing to post content and like trying to get the photos from a photographer, so I completely understand. And I knew going into this that could be a possibility, so I asked him to take some photos of me on my phone just so I could show friends and maybe make some like teaser posts to these photo shoots. Matthew, as soon as I put this mask on, Matthew took a photo of me on my phone and I posted it to Tumblr with the caption, "Tell me I'm beautiful." It got a lot of notes on Tumblr. I don't remember the exact number before I deleted my Tumblr, but it was really high up there. It was probably my most interacted with post. I think there's a couple things that contribute to why this photo got so popular. I think that people at the time were really not familiar with full face masks that went past your neck. And that's why the mask looks so seamless on me, is because it's been cut now, but it used to continue on to about here. So I tucked it into the dress so that it all looks seamless with me. I think the fact that it is a phone photo with a really crappy blur effect added onto it makes it look more like someone just snapped it, and it's not like a staged piece of art. It's not like photography, it's just some found footage type of thing. I think that people also see it without any context and they want to make their own story. They want to ask questions. I think that knowing the context makes it less interesting. If you're looking to debunk this image, here's the video for you. It's me. Here's the mask that's in it. Here's other photos taken from that same day in the same outfit. There's a huge giveaway just by looking at this picture, and that is the eyes. Because I was taking other photos on the same day, with masks on, without masks on, I just had my normal everyday makeup on. Whereas if I were to wear this mask properly, I should be wearing eye black. I don't know if eye black is a universal term. It's how I came to know it at Not Scary Farm, but it's the practice of putting makeup around your eyes and any other area of your face that's jet black so that your skin doesn't show underneath the mask and instead looks like shadows and kind of connects your face to it. You can see in this photo I didn't do that because the eyes are showing my eye bags underneath it. You can see my skin. Whereas in this photo, Matthew's wearing eye black and you can't see his eyes. It's also lit different, but you know, you get my point. I'm actually not sure if I posted this to my previous Twitter or Tumblr first, but both of them are gone, so it doesn't really matter. But they got a lot of engagement on those platforms. And I started to see it pop up on other Instagram accounts and like horror meme accounts and like weird horror mystery image places, sites, and both Matthew and I were kind of on top of trying to get credit for it, especially because I had an up and budding YouTube career, YouTube interests, and I wanted to hope that people would find me through this and come to me. But I think that also the people who are interested in these weird creepypasta style images, horror accounts, aren't really interested in Sweet Lolita fashion, especially the content that I was making at the time, so there wasn't a lot of crossover, unfortunately. I think around 2014, a coworker found it on Reddit. And I don't go on Reddit. As a dyslexic person, text-based platforms are not my forte. So I'm not gonna pretend like I even know how Reddit works, but I know that it started on a subreddit of horror things, some sort of horror related subreddit, and then it went to the top of that Reddit, and then it went to the front page or the top of Reddit. Since I don't use Reddit, I didn't really think about how much engagement it was getting. I didn't really keep tabs on it. To the coworker who showed it to me, I was like, oh, that's cool. Can you like comment my YouTube account on it, please? And like ask people to subscribe. From whenever that point was, whenever it was circulating around Reddit, the Halloween after that, I started to see it on merch. And I contacted a couple stores being like, hey, can you not do this? Can you not profit off of my image? Can you not sell things with my image. The response I got was, "Oh, I got this from a stock photo website. I thought this was just a stock photo." So then I decided to Google reverse image search it to find the stock photo website that had taken it, and that's when I realized it was gone. It belonged to the internet now. I had completely lost control of it as I went through pages and pages and pages and pages of posts of my photo and different prints available of this photo and the creepypasta about this photo and slight edits to it and so many different accounts posting it and talking about it. It's gone. It is unfortunate that the two viral images that I have both have nothing to do with Lolita Fashion or my YouTube or have my face in it. Maybe one day I'll tell you about the other one. But anyways, let's get into the creepypasta. I've never actually read through this creepypasta, so let's explore that today. I don't know how to speak Portuguese, so I'm not going to try to even attempt the title, but the English translation is Respect Your Parents. The short version of this is that it's about a boy in 1912 who's writing in his journal and he's complaining about his mother every night, and then he basically comes upon some sort of spooky witchy book and does some kind of spooky witchy spell. He doesn't know what it does, but then he does it anyways, and then the boy who's writing in the journal and complaining about his mom, he keeps seeing this ghost boy who steals his milk. It's so fitting that this story has to do with milk when my best friend Matthew's, all of his branding is about milk and he loves milk. But anyways, the boy writing in the journal, Louise, his mom disappears and then he finds out that his mom died and she left a note saying that a demon girl was following her, saying that she was gonna do bad things to her son, which was me. It was me. I was a demon. And then somehow the boy who's writing in the journal lives to 2012, 100 years, and is still looking for a mom, and he sounds like he's turned into the ghost who was haunting him as a child. So he kind of like perpetuated this haunting. I don't know if he's like a grown old man doing this or if he's still like a child, but yeah. That's the story. I know that there's probably going to be people with great intention that try to tell me how I should like send cease and desist letters to places selling this image and stuff like that, but I honestly don't care at this point. I don't think that I'm losing out on much by it. If, you know, there's going to be some 10-part horror movie franchise around this, then like, yeah, please get me in on that. But otherwise, I'm happy to just let the internet have this image, and you don't need to worry about me or stress about trying to get credit or whatever. Matthew is doing a lot these days, but I wanted to mention the character that he now portrays at his haunt, which is the Candyman with a custom-made mask. It kind of honestly has a similar vibe to this, very spooky. You can check out his haunt account here if you would like. I am now portraying a clown character at my haunt, and I do that with makeup, not a mask, and you can learn more about that in the video that I mentioned, or if you follow me on Instagram, I've been sharing a lot of stories day to day at that job. And if anyone wants to write a creepypasta about my clown character, please feel free. Alright, I don't want to do this, but I feel like the best way to end this video would be to put on the mask. It's so gross. I feel like I need to bury it in the ground after this. Like, burn it. Oh no. No. Oh, can I like get my eyelashes through? Oh no. The Velcro in my hair. It's not even really a mask anymore because it's so like gross. Is my mouth here? Yeah. Ugh. I guess the moral of this story is the scariest images online that give you nightmares might just be a sweet Lolita YouTuber. It might just be one of your friends wearing a mask. Don't be scared. Happy Halloween! It'd be real unfortunate if this Wint haunted mask goosebumps on me and I couldn't get it off. Gross.